Hey guys, my name is Brytta and this is my summary presentation. The theory/idea that I chose to focus on is the characteristics of students and their interactions with teachers in relation to learning styles. I did decide to expand a bit to include learning preference as well, since it is a more inclusive idea than learning styles, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The next few minutes, I will be covering the theory mentioned above, and examples of it in relation to what I saw during my classroom observations. The idea that I chose to focus on was student characteristics and teacher interactions. A student's ability to learn is based on multiple characteristics, including but not limited to student's background, home life, reading comprehension, and teacher interaction. Positive interaction with instructors helps determine students' attitudes and willingness to learn. If the student feels comfortable in their learning environment and have a good relationship with their teachers, they're more likely to put in the time and effort needed to master material. Our textbook had this theory linked to learning styles. Learning styles can, however, be restrictive, which is also discussed later in the book. So I expanded to learning preferences. Learning style can put a student in a box, saying that a student is a visual learner may be mostly true, but often there are exceptions. A student might learn visually in math, for example, but get more from hands-on projects in science classes, which is kind of what the idea of learning preference is. Essentially, it is that students learn differently depending on the subject matter. This is why planning well-rounded lessons is important. It gives students more opportunities to grasp concepts if they are presented in multiple ways. So my classroom summary and connections. I observed in 11th grade U.S. history class. The teacher I observed has been teaching for 15 years. She was actually one of my teachers in high school, so it was pretty fun for me to go back and see her and spend some time with her, kind of on the other side of things, not being a student for or her student anymore anyways. Um, Miss B's first interaction with her students every day is greeting them at the door before class. She always says hi or gives high fives, and gets a chance to see each student and can pull them aside if they seem off or upset in any ways. Um, this starts every day off with a positive interaction, which makes every class start on a good note. During lessons, she used many different forms of presentation to cater to all different learning preferences. This included lectures, diagrams, hands-on, group and individual projects, as well as self-study and class study times. Um, she did also make her expectations extremely clear for how she wanted assignments done in her class, which I think helps students to not only complete the task the correct way and get a good grade, but it made them feel more confident in their ability because they knew exactly what they were supposed to do. Um, Another thing that I think was really important that she did, and definitely was a part of the whole idea of teacher interactions being really important, was that she was always willing to stay after class or come in early to help her students with schoolwork if they were struggling or with any personal issues that they were having. She was always there for kids who needed it. Um, she always made time for kids to make them feel secure and happy in her class, which created a very positive and productive learning environment. She also she taught history and government, but she was always willing to help kids, proofread an English essay or anything else, which I think is really important in making them feel like she cares about them, which obviously is an important part of their relationship. Um, I also got the chance at the very end, which this doesn't really relate to the learning styles part, but I thought it was pretty neat. I got a chance to talk to the kids, and they got to ask me questions about college and life after high school, and I got to ask them a lot of questions about like what they really like in their teachers, things that they don't like, what they think is helpful. So I thought that gave me some pretty neat perspective. So I really enjoyed my classroom observations. So next is going to be the check for understanding portion. So the first question, what is the result of positive versus negative student interactions? Why is it important to present information in more than one way? How will you adapt your own lessons to accommodate the needs of each student? And finally, what could you do to help a student who is not understanding the material even when it is presented in multiple forms? And then my last slide is just my works cited page, which was I just used the book and then just my notes from my observation. So thanks for listening.